You're sitting across from someone who just shattered your heart into 1,000 pieces. The words they spoke cut deeper than any physical wound ever could. Your chest feels hollow, your mind races with anger and confusion, and every fiber of your being wants to hate them for what they've done. But here's the twisted truth that nobody wants to hear. This person who just destroyed you might be the greatest teacher you'll ever encounter. The relationship started like most do. You felt seen, understood, valued. They seemed to appreciate the real you, or at least the version of yourself you were brave enough to show. You invested time, energy, and pieces of your soul into building something meaningful together. Then came the betrayal, the lies, the moment when their mask slipped and revealed something you never saw coming. Your mind scrambles to make sense of it all. How could someone who claimed to care about you cause such profound pain? The sleepless nights follow, replaying every conversation, searching for signs you missed. You question your judgment, your worth, your ability to read people. The pain feels unbearable because it attacks the very core of who you believe yourself to be. Carl Jung understood this phenomenon when he wrote about the shadow self. The people who trigger us most intensely often reflect back the parts of ourselves we refuse to acknowledge. That friend who betrayed your trust might be showing you your own capacity for self-deception. The partner who abandoned you during your darkest hour could be revealing your tendency to abandon yourself when things get difficult. The pain you feel isn't just about their actions. It's about the uncomfortable truths their behavior forces you to confront about yourself. You realize you've been seeking validation from someone who was never capable of providing it. You see patterns in your choices that led you to this moment. You recognize the ways you've compromised your boundaries, ignored red flags, or sacrificed your authentic self for the illusion of connection. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, discovered that meaning could be found in the most unbearable suffering. He observed that those who survived the camps weren't necessarily the physically strongest, but those who could find purpose in their pain. Your heartbreak carries this same potential for transformation if you're willing to extract the lessons hidden within it. The person who hurt you became a mirror, reflecting back your unconscious patterns, unhealed wounds, and areas where you still need to grow. They showed you where you give your power away, how you communicate under stress, and what you truly need in relationships. They revealed the difference between the love you think you deserve and the love you actually accept. This doesn't mean you should be grateful for abuse or excuse harmful behavior. Setting boundaries and protecting yourself remains essential. But recognizing the growth that can emerge from pain allows you to reclaim your power from the situation. You transform from victim to student, from someone who was hurt to someone who learns something valuable about life and relationships. The Japanese practice of Kintsugi involves repairing broken pottery with gold, making the repaired piece more beautiful than the original. Your emotional wounds can undergo a similar transformation. The cracks in your heart, when filled with wisdom and self-awareness, create something stronger and more resilient than what existed before. Psychology research shows that post-traumatic growth is a real phenomenon. People who work through significant challenges often develop greater emotional intelligence, stronger relationships, clearer values, and deeper appreciation for life. The key lies not in the trauma itself, but in how you process and integrate the experience. You start to notice patterns across multiple relationships. The critical parent who never seemed satisfied taught you to distinguish between constructive feedback and destructive criticism. The manipulative friend showed you the importance of trusting your instincts when something feels off. The emotionally unavailable partner revealed your tendency to chase people who can't meet your needs. Each painful relationship becomes a chapter in your education about human nature, including your own. You learn to recognize emotional manipulation tactics, understand attachment styles, and identify your own triggers and defensive patterns. You develop compassion for the wounded parts of others while maintaining healthy boundaries for yourself. The greatest irony is that the people who hurt you often did so from their own unhealed pain. Hurt people, as the saying goes. Understanding this doesn't excuse their behavior, but it can free you from taking their actions as a personal reflection of your worth. Their inability to love you properly says nothing about your lovability. Your pain becomes your teacher, showing you what you will and won't accept in future relationships. You learn to value consistency over intensity, character over charisma, and genuine connection over surface-level attraction. You discover that the right person for you won't require you to dim your light or compromise your values. The person who hurt you the most taught you that your happiness cannot depend on someone else's ability to see your worth. They showed you that real love starts with loving yourself enough to walk away from situations that diminish you. They gave you the gift of discernment, even though it came wrapped in pain. Your scars become proof of your strength, evidence that you survived something that could have destroyed you. You emerge more authentic, more aware, and more capable of creating the life and relationships you truly desire. The teacher was cruel, but the education was invaluable.